Let's take a look at 10 things you didn't know about the movie. Originally, there was a different ending attached to the film. After killing Karen, her phone would ring, Myers would answer, and Laurie would hear him breathing on the other end, before calling out her daughter's name. Coming to terms with what's happened, she grabs the knife Allison left in her room, and the camera focuses on the knife, like the ending of the previous film. So why was the ending changed? Halloween Ends is going to jump forward in time, and director David Gordon Green didn't want it implied that the next film would immediately pick up on the same night.
Goodbye, Michael.
This is the only Halloween film featuring Laurie Strode in which she and Michael share no scenes together.
I'll see you in hell.
This is the 6th time Jamie Lee Curtis has reprised her role as Laurie Strode, which means she now holds the record for the most appearances in the franchise. This title was previously held by Donald Pleasance, with 5 appearances. Jamie Lee is just a boss-ass bitch. She a boss-ass bitch. Lindsay Wallace may have escaped the original Halloween unscathed, but not this go-around. During their fight scene, actress Kyle Richards broke her nose. Ouch! In an interview with Variety, Richards admitted she didn't say anything on set because she didn't want to be replaced in the scene by her stunt double. During the interview, she also showed off her broken nose. Damn! She's a tough-ass bitch. She's a tough-ass bitch. Remember when I said Halloween Kills lives up to its name? Do you think I'm bullshitting? I'm not bullshitting. This movie has the highest body count in the franchise, and by a pretty large margin. The unrated cut of Rob Zombie's Halloween boasted a body count of 22. But that ain't shit compared to Halloween Kills, baby, which has a total body count of 34. Never thought David Gordon Green would out body count Rob Zombie. That's practically John Wick numbers.
Excuse me.
Can you ever have enough Paul Rudd in your movie? No, you can't. Producer Malik Akkad also agrees with this, as he tried to get Rudd to reprise his role from Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, even though this sequel has been retconned. Rudd declined the offer, as it conflicted with his filming schedule for Ghostbusters Afterlife. Akkad, trying to save face, went on to explain why Rudd coming back wouldn't have made any sense, yada yada yada. Let's just face it, Akkad, you ain't got that Ant-Man money, boy. You ain't got it. When Michael attacks the vehicle with Nurse Marion Chambers in it, the window breaking effect is accomplished with the same process they used in the original Halloween film, by attaching a wrench to the stuntman's hand, which has been aptly titled The Poor Man's Process. The original plan was for Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends to be shot back to back, but it turns out making movies is hard work, so that's not happening. According to Andy Matichik, the scheduling was just far too intense. Now I wonder what Peter Jackson would have to say about that shit.
So anyway, look, I do my best.
A petition was launched on change.org to have the firefighter kill scenes removed from the film. I'll read the petition to you, but let me preface this by saying that the immense ass hurt is overpowering. I want the scenes in the new movie Halloween Kills where they show the slaughtering of firefighters. Oh, wait a minute, this is just a misunderstanding, guys. He wants the scene. It is wrong because firefighters have been lured to houses fire and murdered by the person who set the fire. Oh, so he does want the scene removed.
Bruh.
And it's wrong that Michael killed the firefighters with the gear from the other firefighters he killed. As a soon-to-be firefighter, I find it very offensive, and so does my mom and dad, who are retired firefighters. Okay, do me a favor. If my house ever catches on fire and this dude is my only hope, let it burn! So I want that scene taken out of the movie. Michael didn't have to kill them in the way they saved him, so he should have saved the 2 firefighters in the house and went on his way to kill Sister. There is no reason for that horrible, disgusting scene, especially since it has happened in real life. Like I said, before firefighters have been lured to house fires and killed by some psychos in real life. Stay in school, kids. Doctors, nurses, babysitters, mechanics, and other professions have yet to comment on the situation. But oh, wait a minute. We're getting a call here from resident electrician Bucky. Bucky, what are your thoughts on Michael Myers targeting public employees?
Don't try that Halloween shit with me. All right. I'm on the telephone to the police right now. Don't you even think about leaving.
Looks like Bucky isn't in the Halloween spirit. Damn it, Michael! Well, I guess it's time for a new petition. What's the deal with Freddy Krueger's iconic red and green sweater? It boils down to science, bitch. No, really. Director Wes Craven said he read an article in Scientific American that the hardest colors for the human eye to see next to each other are red and green. So, he made that decision just to torture his audience. Respect. Subscribe to the channel and hit that like button, and if we get to 100 likes on this video, I'll do 10 things you didn't know about A Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Now that's science.
Yes, science!
Tina's death scene is horrendous and incredibly creative, but how they achieved the effect is even crazier. The crew created a rotating room, nailing down all the furniture, enabling Amanda Weiss to move around the walls and ceiling. Unfortunately, the room disoriented her badly. Even when she wasn't on the set, she felt like the room was still spinning. For Glenn's death scene, the rotating room was used once again. This time, they turned the room upside down and blood flowed everywhere. Literally. 500 gallons of fake blood flooded the set, which got all over the wires, causing electrical issues, and even one crew member was electrocuted during the scene. Multiple events inspired Wes Craven to create A Nightmare on Elm Street. Here, I'll let him tell you.
The beginning of A Nightmare on Elm Street really came to me with a series of articles in the LA Times about young men who were dying in the middle of nightmares. They were specifically from the Asian Rim. In this particular case, a young man had a severe nightmare and told his parents, "I can't go back to sleep, I'm going to die, I just know it." And the father was a physician and said, "Let me give you some sleepy pills." The kid didn't sleep the first night, and then in the second night, he didn't sleep again, and then it became clear that he was trying to stay awake despite everything. And finally, the kid fell asleep, and they took him upstairs and put him to bed, thinking, thank God, that little crisis is over. And in the middle of the night, they heard screams and ran into the room, and he was thrashing on the bed horribly. Literally before they got to him, he fell still, and he was dead.
And just in case you're not feeling bad enough for this kid yet, keep watching.
In the aftermath, the parents found all the sleeping pills. He had not taken them, he had hidden them in the bed. And they also found a Mr. Coffee machine in his closet with a hidden extension cord that went to the nearest plug, which was, to me, it was just so out of a movie. What if there was somebody in his dream that was, who killed him, what killed him? I said, okay, so what if it's a guy? My old Bible training, the sins of the parents being visited on the children. I said, perfect, it's something the parents did to him, and just kind of pieced it together from there.
Craven was also inspired by some traumatic childhood events.
There was this incident of myself as a child lying in bed at night and heard this mumbling and couldn't figure out what the hell it was, so I crept to the window, and there was this man who, if you would say, oh, put Freddy down the street, that's what he would look like, Somehow he sensed that somebody was watching, and he looked right up into my eyes. When I jumped back in the room and sat on the edge of the bed waiting for him to go away. When I went back, and he was still there, and he just went, and then he started walking. The thing that struck me most about that particular man was that he had a lot of malice in his face, and he also had this sort of sick sense of humor about how...
Hey, what is going on out there, horror fam? How's everyone doing tonight, baby? Oh my God, we have JP, Dragon Blues, Patty Heckman, Danny Reinhardt, Jonas, JK. Oh my goodness, Sergeant George is in here. Who else we got, baby? Get those hands up in the chat. What are you all up to tonight, huh? As you can see, I still got those vacation vibes going on, baby. Huh? Sun's out, guns out, baby. What y'all think of them apples, huh? Yeah, that's right. El Pato Libre. Why not Vacation Stream 2 Electric? Get that shit out of here, man. Because on this stream, we pay homage to only good movies. And the homage I'm paying to on this stream is Grizzly 2, The Revenge. Okay? You know what, man? If you haven't seen it, you're missing out, dude. Because it is a film, I mean, it's at the top of the food chain, baby. No pun intended. No pun intended, okay? Necro threw that on for us the other day for like 5 minutes, and it was like, oh my god, I'm already watching the greatest horror film ever made. Let me tell you something. They re-released it in like 2020, and it's an it is now, originally it was an incoherent horror film. Now it's an incoherent horror film with the addition of B-roll added from the website Storyblocks. So you're watching footage that was clearly shot in 1980, and interspersed throughout the film is footage that is clearly like 4K, 8K, high definition shots of like deer eating grass. Just randomly throughout the film, and random drone shots. So let me tell you something. If you haven't seen Grizzly 2 The Revenge, there is no better time than now, my friend. Oh, man. So, and that's right. The Killer Clowns from Outer Space Cup, the Jaws hat, the new TalkHorror Killer Bunny shirt. I spare no expense. You know, I come to please tonight, folks. Came to please tonight. But once again, as you can see, still on vacation. Still have the Necro set up behind me. We got the Captara and the Roman armor behind me. Tonight's going to be a good one, though, folks. Let me tell you what. Because we're going to talk about me. Nah, we're going to talk about the year in horror so far. And I'm, yeah, JK, Grizzly, yeah, terrible. It's actually terrible, but hell, it's hilarious. So, you know, if you folks want to watch something that is totally mind-boggling, watch the remaster of Grizzly 2. Oh, my God. But, yeah, we're going to talk about the year in horror so far and just bullshit tonight. Because, once again, I'm on a vacation, baby. I don't want to be sitting around doing my researches on all these, and there's not a lot going on in the world of horror anyway right now. I think the latest thing to happen is the Five Nights at Freddy's trailer dropped, which I've never played the games. I probably should, even though they're intended for children, but hey, I played Lego Star Wars with a certain somebody out there, so I think I can handle it, but so the Five Nights at Freddy's trailer looks like Willy's Wonderland, but with a trademarked name attached to it. I mean, hell, I don't know. It looked like a, you know, animatronics gone wild. That's all it looked like to me, man. What is going on, John Heckman? Welcome to the stream, Brother Jack Dude. So yeah, y'all throw some questions over, throw some comments over. I will get to them throughout the stream tonight. Like I said, this is going to be a really chill stream, man. Still on vacation, just hanging out. And you may notice that tonight's stream goal is for a TalkHorror stream upgrade, and it's for $100. That's because if you remember, when I was doing the 30 days of TalkHorror, I had a different setup than this. And the setup I was using enabled me to bring comments onto the screen, onto the stream from all of you, and make you all, it was a little more interactive, and it allowed me to invite guests in a much easier way. Much easier. It was so much, that's why I did it. But that setup cost me a monthly fee. And I signed up for it only for 1 month because I knew I was going to be doing the 30 days of TalkHorror. I think the second stream out of that 30 days was on that new setup. But, you know, after I hit my 30-day limit, they wanted to charge me another $25, and I was like, no way. So I did talk to the company, and I talked them down on their annual package, and they said, hey, for $100, you can have our basic plan. $100 a year. So I was like, hey, cool, you know what? I'll make that my stream goal for tonight. So if we hit that, I will go back to being able to pull your comments up on the screen. And that was also how I was able to do stuff like the when Dragon Blues read the Goosebumps thing, and we'd have the banner come up with instructions. Thumbs up, we go to page 52. Thumbs down, we go to page 12. Stuff like that. So, definitely had some features that I do miss, but this is doable. So if we don't hit the goal, whatever. But would totally appreciate any donations towards that. Oh my God. Sergeant George Ishak says, all YouTubers have played Five Nights at Freddy's. Sergeant George Ishak, you are wrong. You are totally wrong. I have not played Five Nights at Freddy's, and people, like, mostly children, are surprised when I tell them that. Like, I don't know anything about the shit. But like I said, I need to. Could be fun. Could be spooky. I don't know. And maybe, you know, Five Nights at Freddy's isn't so popular anymore. Most kids I know of now are playing Roblox or Among Us or whatever the hell it is. I don't know. They're talking about, like, the, I think it's Roblox and the Ender or whatever the hell that thing is. The spooky offshoot of that game. I don't know. But, yeah, man. Not me. So, the year, yeah, Minecraft, man. Yeah, I don't know. Connor was showing me some game, man. It was Roblox, and they kept sending, like, spooky stuff at him. I don't know. Can't really describe it because in typical Roblox and Minecraft fashion, the graphics look like a Samsung smartphone. So, horror thus far. So I will say that I did just watch Barbarian, and that was one that people were requesting. They were coming in here and they were like, oh my God, have you seen it yet? We need to talk about it, Steven. What did you think about that? Barbarian is Barbarian. It almost belongs in a class of its own. It's like the people I watched it with, despite the fact that they wanted to ruin it for me, totally, I still found some enjoyment out of it. And part of it is because of how much they wanted to ruin it for me, and like the kind of inner meme it became for all of us. But listen, okay, Dragon Blue's going to come in here and bust my balls already. Let me tell you something, baby. Barbarian, it had some good suspense in there. It had a creepy story. It started off really creepy. It had some great cinematography. And then insert Justin Long, and the story goes off the rails. Sort of reminiscent of the film Tusk. Like, it goes totally left field. Like, I thought maybe it was going somewhere else, and because I went into it not knowing anything about the movie. Damn, look at Danny donating the $5 towards the go. Thank you, Danny. Total stud muffin in here, coming in here, throwing the money down hot, just like that, baby. Everybody give it up for Danny in the chat, huh? Let's get some hands up, baby. Oh my God. Total Chad maneuver right there for Danny, son. Oh my God, and then we got Negro coming in. What is this? He's one of the people who tried to ruin Barbarian for me, folks, and I didn't let it happen. Don't worry. You can count on trusty Steve-O here to keep a totally unbiased opinion, okay? I'm unshakable. And you guys are not going to ruin Barbarian for me, but let me tell you something. So, this movie totally does go off the rails at a certain point, and I can see where some people are, it definitely ruins it for some people, I think. I know Dragon Blues was having a hard time with it. She's like, oh my god, there's no way in hell these characters would do this. It takes a lot of suspension of disbelief, let me tell you something. Oh my god, and she's throwing up the milk bottle. I would watch it, okay? I'm gonna tell y'all, watch it. You may like it, you may not. I don't know. I would probably give it about a 6 out of 10. It wasn't mind-blowing. But it wasn't a total... You got to go into it with... I didn't expect this, but with like a sense of humor about it. Think of it as like a dark humor kind of thing. And you might get some enjoy... But like I said, the cinematography was good. The lighting was good. But man, there's some crazy shit that busts out in Barbarian. So that's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but I have watched it, and I wanted you all to know. Oh my god, Dragon Blues, come on! Still trying to rattle me, for God's sakes. Her and Necro, they never stop. But hey, they can't touch these vacation vibes, baby. All right. Another one we saw recently, I want to know right now out in the chat, what is the best horror film you've all seen this year? And, that also reminds me, after talking about Barbarian, this one doesn't technically count for this year because it came out at the end of last year, but I don't think I saw it until this year. But Violent Night... Yes, the Santa Claus movie with David Harbour. If you haven't seen that, that was a great movie. That was a fun movie. As a matter of fact, I haven't seen an outright bad movie in theaters this year yet. We've had a good streak. At least I don't think so. Have we, Dragon? I don't think we've seen like something that's just outright like, oh my god, that was a pile of shit. Okay, so JK asked, was Barbarian the one where that woman finds some guy in the property she's rented? Yes. Yes, we totally had a joke going that it could be a Hallmark movie. The plot is totally a Hallmark movie, but horrified, man. Let's see here. JP says, best horror film this year, Renfield, and I will get to that because I have seen that. Patty Heckman says Scream 3. Wow. Okay, so so Patty, because I know, inspired, I believe, by the 30 Days of Talk Horror, you went and marathoned the original Scream trilogy. Did you like Scream 3 better than the original? Yes, Dragon Blues. Violent Night was so fun. JP says, correction, best horror film this year, Kill Her Goats, then Renfield. JP, get out of here. I know you ain't seen no Kill Her Goats. You're only judging it on the trailer, you sneaky snake. I need to make that a thing. We need to watch Kill Her Goats finally this weekend, man. And Jonas, by the way, I did see your comment earlier, dude. I miss you too, brother. You need to get back out here. I told you I found the Mothman beer on tap. Okay, so we can make that happen, dude. Me and you will go get some of that fresh Mothman goodness. And Dragon Blues will have to carry us home. And then we can go hit on your chick at the food line, bro. If you know what I'm saying. Oh, John Hackman coming in hot. Saying original Scream was the best he's seen this year. JK, though, says, best horror I saw this year that is now several years old was probably Patrick. Evil Awakens. JK, Patrick, I don't think I've watched that, but is that... I have it. I believe. Is that the one with the red DVD case and Patrick is black and white on it? Or grayed out? Dragon Blue says, Evil Dead Rise was my favorite so far, if I'm being strict about 2023, but I liked Violent Night even more. Now, that is saying something, because we're going to get into that, too. Jonah says, next time you see her at the food line, tell her I just miss her so much. Will do, bro. That's totally an inside joke with Jonas when he came in and visited us, folks. Oh my God. That man was a wild man. Let me tell you something. Out of control, bro. JP says, I have seen Kill Her Go 3 times, but not all the way through. Oh my God. He's like a child. He found the boobies, and he is just rewinding that part over and over. I guarantee it. Okay, so I will say there's been some really, really, really good horror this year. Really good horror. And I'm glad to say that I've seen a lot of it in theaters. Knock at the Cabin being one of those. And, you know, Knock at the Cabin was kind of one of the... It was an M. Night Shyamalan movie. So it could... And M. Night, when he's on. He's going to blow your mind. When he's off, oh my God, is it bad. And Knock at the Cabin, you know, I was very apprehensive about seeing it in theaters. I was like, oh my God, if this son of a bitch gets me this time. Because that's how I have a love-hate relationship with him. You know, sometimes I feel like he's going to throw out a banger and then he's totally going to shit the bed all over the place. You know, that movie he did, Old, was horrible. So I was apprehensive when Knock at the Cabin was released, because that was a follow-up to Old, you know what I'm saying? That was his next movie. But man, I went and saw Knock at the Cabin, me and Dragon Blues, and that movie absolutely amazing. Really good movie. That is a movie that, you know, maybe I'm not willing to spend the $20 on it right now for Blu-ray, but when that bad boy hits $10, that's one of those movies that's worth owning to me. It was a really good movie. It was very suspenseful. It was very tense. It was secluded. And you had no clue what the hell was going on. Like, you had, you know, there were moments where, because the whole plot of the movie is that these people pull a home invasion on vacationers at a cabin under the pretense that, hey, the world is going to end, and if one of you make the decision to sacrifice yourselves, it will save the world. And you're like, oh my God, like, what do I believe? Are these doomsdayers? Are they out of their minds, man? Have they went full on Jonestown? Or is there something to this? And, you know, of course, there's hints both way throughout the film. And, man, it has you on the edge of your seat. You have no clue what the hell's going to happen. And then you get a very dramatic climax. And it is very good. So M. Night was definitely on for Knock at the Cabin. Great movie in my book. Yeah, Dragon Blue says, you know, Knock at the Cabin was great. I forgot to consider it for tonight. Absolutely, babe. Knock at the Cabin was a good one. I couldn't forget that one. But then, I think this is the only movie I'm going to talk about. And it was a big one for horror, but this is, I think, the only one I'm going to talk about that I didn't see it in theaters. And that is Megan. And as you all know, for all of you regulars out there, Megan is a Blumhouse Productions movie, and it was very gimmicky. They had a gimmick, and it's pretty much the Child's Play remake, but with a female doll that's more lifelike. Did we see Megan in theaters, babe? I don't remember. Did we see Megan in theaters? I can't even... I thought we watched it at home. Like, once it came out on video on demand. Chad Edmonds, hello, man. Welcome to the stream, dude. Sucks that you can't stick around, but hey, man. Hey, Patty and Big Bob donated the $25 Arooskies. Thank you so much for that. Now we are $70 away from having the old Talk Horror setup back for the streams anyway, to where I can bring your comments up on the screen. Like I said, $100 gets me 12 months of that setup, being able to stream through that platform, which allows these to be a little more interactive. So that's where tonight's money is going to go. If we don't hit the goal tonight, I'm going to save it up, and we're going to hit that up, man. We're going to hit it up once I hit that $100 buckarooskies. Yeah, Dragon Blues. I think we watched that on video on demand. I'm not a fan of giving Blumhouse my money. And Megan looked very gimmicky to me. It looked, Killer Doll movie. We just got that with, what was it? I think Child's Play came out in like 2019. The remake. And I don't know, man. Megan was, it was okay, I guess. But, it had some bad writing to contend with. It was, the doll was creepy, sure, but that's about it. I mean, the movie is just like centrifugally focused on the doll. So it's like, doll's creepy. That's about it, though, man. Like, the story itself was very meh. Yeah, there you go, JK. I saw Megan on Prime Video. It was kind of meh. Exactly. Took the words out of my mouth, bro. Yeah, so yeah, I don't think we saw that one in theaters, Dragon Blues. I'm pretty sure we checked that one out at home. But what we did see in theaters was Cocaine Bear. And I'm noticing, like, with these movies, you have some that are either going to be, like, straight up horror or just straight up comedy. There's not really any mixes here. Cocaine Bear is one of those that is just straight up comedy all the way, straight up havoc. You have a cocaine-fueled bear running around munching on people, man, and that is the movie. That's all you're only watching it for the kills, and that's it. It doesn't need a story. It has one. You don't really need it. All you gotta do is sit back, relax, watch the movie, and that is Cocaine Bear, man. And that was another fun one we checked out in theaters. I remember we walked in, and it was so weird when we walked in the theater and saw that, man, because we just walk in, and there's a good bit of people there to see this movie, but they're all like 80 years old. It was super weird. I was like, oh my God. Like, these old people just like laughed their asses off the whole time they watched it. It was so fun and funny to watch them. Dude, JK, he lays it out on line right here. He's like, why do I get the feeling that if Megan ever got a sequel, it would be like a homicidal sex robot? Dude, I'm telling you, man, totally, man, they need to do that. These Chinese sex dolls, man, they're getting too lifelike. They're going, and AI is so good, man. It's I'm telling you, dude, don't want to mess with those Chinese sex bots, bro. Oh, dude. So, Cocaine Bear, fun movie. Totally one I would say worth watching on video on demand. It's not one of those that, like, I feel like I definitely have to purchase it and throw it into the physical collection I have, but Potter, don't you worry about it, man. Let me ask you a question. You will come in here and throw around your BS. Let me ask you a question. How can you not know so much about how good Chinese sex bots are, huh? Go ahead and think about that shit and come back to me, boy. While you're over there playing with your fleshlight, I'm over here in the really real world, dog. Okay? Okay? And over here, we have Chinese sex bots. Think about that. Okay, now, on to another one. So another one we saw in theaters this year was the old Scream 6, and that has to be the biggest. You know what? I'm about to call you people out. I'm seeing, you know what, JK, get in here, get my back, bro. We're going to do this. Me and you, we're going to have to lay the smack down, dog. Jonas, I need to know you're in here too, brother. I need my mods on deck. Okay, let me tell you something. I got El Pato and Dragon Blues over here. They have the nerve to lay disrespect on the Chinese robot sex market, bro. Are you all seeing this? They're over here now. DB is over here saying stuff like, hey, I bet the Japanese sex robots are better. What? What? And now she's dabbing. You see this shit? Jonas, go ahead and lay the smack down, bro. Layeth the smacketh down. Let me tell you something, baby. The Chinese sex bots are Transformers. Japanese sex bots or anything else are like the fucking go-bots of the sex doll market, bro. You know, I said it. They're the great value brand of the sex dolls, okay? So the next time you got, you know what? I'm sick of the naysayers in here, Jonas. You tell them, bro. JK, you get in on this too, man. Don't be afraid, guys. You know, we gotta hold our stance here. So, but back on topic here for those of you who came in to oh my god, and JP coming in saying, hey, they are both a bit shallow. What? And Dragon Blue saying Japanese sex bots are gods. Oh my god. Well, I can't believe the disrespect we're getting in here. We're getting in here. When me and Patty Heckman are trying to talk about Scream 6 and take horror seriously, you know, I have to lay the smack down and tell these people about the you know, proper sex bots. Yeah, bust the Asian beauties. Come on. Grassman, I'm telling you, bro, you need to get in here, man. Yeah, there you go. Whoa, Jonas, I don't know if I can say that, but hey, you know, yeah, Grassman, you need to get in here, bro, and tell them that the Chinese sex doll market's where it's at, bro. They're over here trying to throw in Japan, Taiwan, all this bullshit. Get them on board, bro. Grassman knows. Okay. So, CJ, you see, you've confused Grassman. You've confused him. You've confused him. He's like, what? How could even people be talking about it? How could this even be a debate right now, guys? Come on. So, Scream 6. Scream 6. This was the biggest horror release of the year thus far. And depending on the marketing mayhem that Blum releases for The Exorcist, which I would say is probably, I would imagine The Exorcist is just going to be a really easy cash-in for them. So I don't expect a shit ton of marketing from them, or else you would be seeing news about it already everywhere. I would say Scream 6 is probably going to take it for biggest horror release of the year. That's probably going to put the most butts in the most seats. Thank you, Grassman. I'm still rocking the vacation, brother, man. Got the attire going. You know, I go all out for you folks, man. Look at that. I even got the Killer Bunny going. And even the Killer Bunny is rocking a TalkHorror t-shirt. Can y'all check that out, man? That's sweet, huh? Scream 6, though. We saw this in theaters, and not, like I said, we haven't seen an outright bad movie this year in theaters. Outright bad horror movie in theaters this year. But Scream 6, I'm not crazy about it like everyone else is. I find it does have the most brutal Leatherface has ever been, which I was so pumped up for, and I was even pumped up for it while I was watching the movie. But the problem is, there's not a lot at stake. For being the most brutal, Ghostface, he doesn't get a body count. We'll just say that. He doesn't get a body count. The acting, courtesy of Delbert Mahoney, or whatever the hell his name is, Dermot Mulroney, some bullshit, is horrible. Like, it's almost like you asked a random dad on the street, like, hey man, get in this movie and play a psychotic killer. Or whatever, and like, he totally phoned. I've seen him in other movies, and it's like, that shit's painful in this one, man. But, and some of the characters, you know, J.K. says, I found all of the characters in Scream 6 to be painfully annoying, and some of the characters absolutely are annoying. Just, and you know what I'm saying? And I mean, you know, Patty, I hope you like it. I hope you have a great time. I hope you enjoy it. Because she says she's going to watch Scream 6 on streaming tonight. So I hope you enjoy it. And I hope that, you know, anything I say doesn't ruin it for you. Like I said, we haven't seen an outright bad movie this year in theaters. But, and you will find this out as you continue, at least I think, as you continue past Scream 3 in the series, you'll just continue to find that each one becomes more pointless. Like, in Scream 6, I would say Scream 5 was definitely the most pointless. And then Scream 6 is a product of that. And it's, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I hope you enjoy it, but, you know, Scream 6 was a really weak entry. There was not a lot of stake. Not a lot happens. A story, there's some dumb stuff in there, like there's a ghost subplot, and there is nothing that progresses a story. And it's also marketed in a way that, oh, this one is Ghostface in the big cities, in the Big Apple, he's in New York, and it is clearly not shot in New York, and most of the shit takes place in, like, apartment buildings, and unless that's what you picture of New York, is the inside of an apartment building, you aren't going to get New York vibes from this movie at all. Jason Takes Manhattan did that much better, and it was shot in Toronto, El Pato. So, I mean, there you go. You know, it's like, come on, man. They promote it as, like, Ghostface and takes the Big Apple or something. And yes, Patty Heckman, Courtney Cox is in it, but kind of. Courtney Cox has kind of turned into this melted candle human-like figure now. You watch it. You'll see what I mean there. But, yeah, so what's every... Yeah, and Dragon Blue says here, I like 6 way more than I did 5. Yeah, totally. Like, there's some things better, but 5 is completely unnecessary, and 6 is a product of that, and, yeah. But watch it. You might have some fun. I mean, hell, it has Ghostface, and it has, you know, some suspense and shit. It's a slasher. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And it did very well. So I'm positive we're getting another one. Yeah, and there you go. I mean, and there's JP's whole thing. He says decent hot babes in it, but the changing killer theme is exhausting, and especially in 6, man, they take it overboard. And yeah, and that's kind of the thing, man. Like, the killers have to change every movie, and that's kind of, you know, kind of weird, man. We're at like 9 killers out of 6 films, or 11 killers. I can't remember. I counted it up one time, and I was like, good God, man. But, yeah, moving on from script, and you'll have to let us know during the next stream, Patty, what you thought of Scream 6. I would love to hear it. Next up, though... Oh, well, Grassman lays it out online plain and simple. He's like, I just watched 6 a couple of days ago, and I thought it sucked. That's my opinion. Why did you think it sucked? And also, I want to know right now from everybody who has watched it, who was your least favorite character in the damn movie? Because mine was, I believe her name is Mia, the knockoff Randy character that does not shut the fuck up. Oh my God. And while you guys are doing that, next up is Renfield, which I believe is still in theaters for people who want to check that out. But Renfield, of course, is Dracula's assistant and Stars Nicholas Hoult as Renfield, Nicolas Cage, I believe his name's Nicholas Hoult, isn't it? Am I getting that wrong, Dragon Blues? And Nicolas Cage as Dracula. And this is a straight up comedy. Has some great gore in it. And, you know, some good action sequences and stuff like that. I had a problem with it because I kind of felt cheated when I went and saw it, because the movie actually isn't, it's totally not Renfield's story, and it's not Dracula's story. Instead, there's like a different main story, because I don't want to spoil anything for any of y'all. And there's also like so much shit going on in one movie that it's ridiculous. And it's kind of, and it leaves, and there's clearly stuff where they have so many different stories going on. There's stuff that got cut, so scenes don't necessarily make sense and stuff like that, but it is a comedy, and it's a very silly story, so you may enjoy it. I mean, there is a lot of, like I said, good gore and some good action sequences and stuff like that. It's just not the movie that I thought I would get after watching the trailer. Because, like I said, it follows it goes a totally different route. Let's see here. So JK says Mia was both arrogant and obnoxious. Dragon Blue says Mia was her most disliked character, 100%. And, you know, JK saying she was the worst. Yeah, man, so obnoxious and totally unnecessary. It's and it sucks, man, because I feel like Scream 6 is kind of plagued with some obnoxious stuff. And like I said, I don't want to spoil anything for anybody that hasn't seen it yet. I'll give it a couple more months before I do that. But yeah, man, there's some obnoxious stuff in there. Like I said, man, I'm not a fan of the... It's a slasher movie with no stakes. It's like when you watch a slasher movie, no one should be safe. And it's like, if you sit there and it's like, you think about, you like, yeah, that's all I'll say. Yeah, El Pato Libre says, definitely too much going on in Renfield. Absolutely, man. Yeah, all those subplots and all this and that. I mean, you have Dracula's story, you have Renfield's story, you have Awkwafina's story, you have Awkwafina's sister's story, you have the FBI, you have the drug dealers. Overwhelmed, brother. Overwhelmed, man. And yeah, just awkward in parts, man. Did you feel like it was awkward and there was like some bad comedic timing at parts, maybe? I mean, it just, I don't know. And last but not least has to go to, certainly not least, because this is possibly the best new horror film I've seen this year. It would probably be between this, well, it would definitely be between this and Knock at the Cabin. And that is Evil Dead Rise. Oh, and before we get into that, El Pato says, yes, bad comedy in Renfield that didn't fit other aspects of the movie. Absolutely. And if I remember right, there were some characters that did shit that was like against their, it was like contrary to their own character. You know, it was like what? It's like, you know, it was like almost jarring and kind of took you out of it. But, and I'm sorry, but Awkwafina doesn't have the chops to carry a movie in any way, shape, or form. It's like the whole movie, it's like I'm watching her walk around with like this stumped Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fucking look on her face. Like, while she's waiting for people to talk to her. It's like every day. Fuck, man, get out of here with that, man. Yeah, there you go, Dragon Blues. So it made, with all of the stories going on in Renfield, it just made none of the stories feel fulfilling by the time we got to the climax. Yes, JP, Aquafina was the cop. She is a female comedian, and I believe that's her stage name. But, back to Evil Dead Rise, and I'll tell you, Evil Dead Rise is a straight up horror film. And it should be in theaters still right now. If you haven't seen this movie, look at Nate Blanche coming through like a total Chad. Donating $2 through the super chat, folks. That's 32 buckarooskies we've gotten on the night. Nate throwing it down for the summer vacation vibes. Thank you, Nate, man. Appreciate the hell out of that, Brother Jack, dude. Total stud of the stream right there, people. But for those of you who haven't seen Evil Dead Rise, it is a straight up horror film, man. And like I said, see it in theaters if you can. It is worth it. I'm not going to spoil anything for you, Grassman. Don't worry about that, dude. I'm telling you, man. It is so nice. This is why I said that, right after I watched this movie, it is so nice to just sit back and watch a horror film that is just a straight up horror film. There is no message that someone is trying to indoctrinate me with that they believe is more powerful than the freaking story they're trying to tell. So, their whole agenda overpowers everything and they sacrifice art for their agenda. Like, there's none of that. So you don't have to worry about sitting there and getting preached at and like, oh, the movie is actually a comment on bad parenting or racism or blah, 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 or politics. It's like, come on, man. Cut that shit out. Evil Dead Rise, sit back, watch, and shit your pants. Suspense out the wazoo, man. Claustrophobic, even, and it gives Evil Dead a new setting. It takes place in an apartment building, so they have to, pull out some new tricks, man, and they totally pull it off. Like I said, Grassman, I'm not going to spoil anything for you, man. Evil Dead Rise is really good, really suspenseful. They have some really cool audio effects in there. They have some really cool visual effects. The demon dialogue is great. They have a little bit of fan service in there for those of you that are into that. JK says right here, man, the demons in Evil Dead Rise still freak me out. And I'm telling you something, I know exactly what he's talking about. Because, man, there's a few scenes in there, but a couple in particular that are going to stick with you. Like that you will still remember weeks later, man. He says that, I know what he's talking about. Guarantee it. But like I said, man, it has everything, now that's not saying it's the perfect movie, because it's not. But it's damn good. And I would, like one of my complaints, man, for instance, is that, Evil Dead, as we all know, we've seen the previous films, it does rely on decent audio. And this movie has great audio. Like I said, there's some great audio effects in there throughout the film and stuff like that. But in one crucial part of that movie, the audio, they kind of overdo some stuff, man. And like, I couldn't hear what in the hell was going on. So, so I'm not saying, it's the perfect movie, both creatively and technically and all this, but it's damn good. Check it out. It's still in theaters, man. And, yeah, dude, that is another one that definitely going to buy the physical copy of that. Great movie, man. Great movie. We had a blast watching that. As a matter of fact, me and Dragon Blues, when we went to see it in theaters, we were alone for that. And it was creepy, man. At one point, because we're alone in the theater watching Evil Dead Rise, demons on the damn I turn around, oh my God, there was a fucking usher or whatever standing behind me at one point. I was like, what the fuck? Because you know what, man? Like, that's how much you will be into this movie. Anna knows, man, I'm not a jumper at all. I'm not a screamer at all, any of that. But I was like, oh my God, that is so creepy. This movie, man, is going to grab you and pull you into its domain. Let me tell you something. Check it out. Yeah, there you go. JP says Evil Dead Rise is probably the best horror movie I've seen this year. Definitely, man. Have you seen, JP, just wondering, have you seen Knock at the Cabin? Oh my God, Grassman caught it. Come on, bro. You can't do that to me, man. You're doing me dirty, bro. Yep, I totally said it. Damn it. Oh my God. But hey, people, that's all I had written down. Like I said, this was just going to be a vacation stream. Pretty easy one. I just want to tackle, what's going on in the year thus far for horror. So, I'll be here for a few more minutes for any of those who want to just chat it up. Send in some questions, comments. We'll talk a Rooski. We'll talk some horrors. JP says he saw Cabin and it was okay. Okay. Just not your cup of tea or what, man? I thought Cabin was really good, man. It had me on the edge there for a while, just trying to figure out what's going on and where is this movie going. And then I thought it did not disappoint me. JP with the $10 Rooskies. Hey, $60 away from having the old Talk Horror setup, man, where I can bring the comments on stream and invite guests super easy. And also I was able to pull up videos and show you folks things much easier on that other setup. So once we hit the $100, I will upgrade for a whole year to that setup. And then, yeah, things are just much easier on that other, this one I can get a little more technical and stuff like that with, but the other setup was more user friendly and allowed for some, some features that I can't pull off on this very easily or well. So, Nate, how you been, man? How you been, dude? I'm on the big vacay, brother. What's up in your world? Nate, you know what? I'm not sure right now. My car is in the shop, so I'm waiting on that to be taken care of. So, who knows, huh? Yeah, JP says, I think people are just relieved that M. Night Shyamalan didn't put out another stinker. I totally am, man. I don't know if you saw Old, but holy shit, I watched that whole movie and felt so horribly betrayed at the end of it. I was like, oh, this, really? Really? This is the twist? It was like, oh my God, yeah, man. He does that sometimes, dude. He does that sometimes. Like The Happening. That movie was killer plants. Fucking god-awful, bro. Get out of here. Oh, man, Nate. I don't know if you want to answer this or not. Totally fine if you don't, man. But where are you moving to, brother? And if you don't want to answer that, I'll just... then just say whether or not you're excited. Whether it's something you want to do or not. The move, I mean. Yes, JP, M. Night has made me pissed off many times as well. Oh, cool, Nate. Is that an upgrade? Like more room and stuff like that, man? Yeah, folks, I know Patty is going to be watching Scream 6 tonight. Does anyone else have plans for tonight? Anyone else watching anything soon that they're excited about. Hell yeah, Nate. Are you excited, man? You gonna get you a new kick-ass room, dude? Decorate it? What posters are you putting up, huh? You gonna put up a big poster of me flexing with the TalkHorror t-shirt? You know what I'm saying, huh? Let's see. Grassman wants to know, have you ever been up to Massachusetts for the Jaws celebration on Martha's Vineyard? Actually, man, I have not. I've never been to Massachusetts. That is one of the states on my list that I still need to visit. It sounds like we need to go. Sounds like we need to go. Nate says, do plan to decorate my room a bit. Cool, dude. What are you throwing in there, man? Any new things you're excited about? Like posters, one of those like electricity globes, lava lamp, black light? Hell, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like what horror fans would throw in there. JP says, saw The Pope's Exorcist. It was disappointing. You know, we talked about seeing that in theaters, but I talked to Necro and he sounded disappointed with it. You know, the reviews were not glowing for that film, so... You know, and to me, man, Exorcist films, you know, after you've seen The Exorcist, which is the GOAT, you know, it's the same thing as watching shark films after watching Jaws. It's like... They can't be as good as that. They just simply can't. You know what I'm saying? So exorcism films are hard. They're hard, man. They have a lot to live up to, and sometimes they can be freaking boring. I don't know if like you've had that issue, man, but I do. It's just there, and they pump them out, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's like where it's like it's a cheap monster, and you get to target a big base for that because, you know, well, it's supernatural, and also you get to target like Christians and scare the shit out of them. But I don't know. Nate says, maybe a poster and LED lights. I don't really know. Well, hey, man, you're going to have to keep us up to date on that, brother. I hope it looks badass, dude. I'm sure you're going to come up with something awesome. Yeah, JP says, big-time actor Russell Crowe must have done it for the cash. I would, yeah. Is he still a fat ass? I know for that one movie he did, Unhinged or whatever, he was like 300 pounds. Has he shed that weight, or is he still rolling around all nice and hefty? Grassman says, you guys have to check it out. Definitely. Hell yeah, bro. Is that where they do, the thing where they set up like a pool or whatever, and you watch the movie while you're on like a little raft? Thirsty Thursday. Hell yeah, dude. Killer Clowns, baby. Check that biz out, huh? Hell yeah. And JP should definitely be familiar with this guy, because he is the one who sent us the animatronic shorty that lives in our kitchen. Hell yeah, man. So how is everyone out there doing tonight, huh? I've been on vacation, man. I'm enjoying it. Let me tell you something. I've been to, I don't know if any of you have been, but I have been to a trampoline park twice this week. Twice, baby. I have lived the dream. A dream has come true for me. I have went to the trampoline park, and oh my God, I didn't realize how much shape you have to be in to attend one of those, but man, either that or I just played my ass off. Yeah, that's right. I played. Got stuck in the foam pit. Played on the battle bridge, man. Played basketball, dodgeball. All kinds of, like, soccer at the trampoline. Man, it was wild, dude. Let me tell you something. Oh my God, JP says, I recommend clear mannequin heads with LEDs in the eyes that blink to music. Now I want a video of that. Now I want a video of that happening, man. Yeah, DB, those foam pits are bullshit. Like, how the fuck do you get out of one of those, man? That shit's like quicksand, bro. It's like, I fell into the foam pit, which is massive, and then I had to use my battle stick, which I used on the battle bridge thing, to kind of like get leverage and till I pulled myself out. It was crazy. Dude, Nate, man, trampoline parks are fun as hell, dude. Yeah, I had like Anna saw, you know, like Dragon Blue, she saw me, man. Because I took a break to come get some water. Yeah, that's right. I had to take a break to come get, so that's how hard I went. Like, steam's coming off my head. She said it looked like I took a shower. Like, JK says, well, it hasn't been good. After falling on a bus, I messed up my right leg, and walking is really hard right now. Oh, dude. That sucks, man. Bro, has it shown improvement, though, since you fell on it? When did you fall, and is it like, improving since then, or... But, man, that sucks, brother. Hey, rest, ice... compression, elevation, baby. Got to go with that rice method. Got to go with that rice method, baby. Take some time off. Go on a vacation yourself, man. Watch some horror movies. Oh, JP says he just texted the video to me. So let's see what we got here. Oh. Okay. Oh my god, dude. That is... He's showing me the mannequins with the lights in them. Oh, shit. Hold on. Here we go. Check that out, man. That is pretty cool. Man. There you go, Nate. There's you some cool, spooky decorations, bro. Let's see. Oh, man. JK said it's bad enough that he had an x-ray today. Dang, bro. So everything all good with that, man? Yeah, Nate. I'd run too, dude. That's crazy, JP. That's some spooky stuff. That's some maniac stuff, bro. Totally some maniac stuff, dude. Dang, JK, that sucks, bro. I can't believe that, man. That must have been a hell of a tumble, dude. Yeah, man, let's... Oh, dude. Yeah. JP says it's better with music and lasers. Lasers. Jeez, bro. JP over there doing some creepy stuff, man. Hey, you're welcome, JK. I hope you do well, brother, man. Hope that heals up lickety-split, dude. We'll definitely send you some good vibes, bro, from the horror famooskies. Well, I think I'm going to sign off, my friends, and go enjoy the rest of my vacation. Next week, I assume I will be doing this in the normal setup. Maybe not. You know, have the old TalkHorror familiar background behind me. Maybe not. Who knows? I don't know. Or maybe hell, I'll get eaten by a shark tomorrow in the ocean. Who knows? But I'm going to enjoy the rest of my vacation. Get me a little bit of dessert because I didn't get any earlier. And dream of Dragon Blues. All night long, baby. Yeah, JP, I got to talk to Necro and tell him to get on that, man. Because let me tell you something, JP. All Necro does is he tries to ruin movies. He tried to ruin Barbarian for me. Okay, I had to watch that against all odds for the horror fan, brother. Well, let me tell you something, JP. You need to lay some damn authority down on Necro, man. Tell his ass to get Kill Her Goats on there. Stop showing us these bullshit trailers for movies or Saturday Night Live clips. And let us live the full theatrical experience with Kill Her Goats, bro. You need, see, there you go. DB doing the dab. I can't believe this, man. Blatant disrespect to the horror fandom, bro. All right, man, Patty, thank you. Love the show. Next week. Yeah, can't wait to see you. Cannot wait to see you. Great to see you too, Jonas. Thanks for coming in, brother. Oh my God. DB in here doing the yeet yeet on me. I can't believe it. You wait. You just wait until I get down there. Yeah, Grassman's heading out to the last show tonight for Evil Dead. Frick yeah, dude. Let me know what you think, man. Hell, leave a comment on this stream after you get back and let me know what you think, bro. I can't wait to see. Hey, catch you later, John Heckman. Yeah, we love you, horror fan, man. I will see you all next week, one way or the other, dude. All right. Catch y'all later, man.